So I told her it can be a 68 and I'll owe her one. What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 69 of the Beastly Thought Show.
Yeah, 69.
An epic number, 69. We've come so far in so little time. How you guys doing? Beastly, Robbie, how you guys doing?
Doing real good, man. Feels good to have the whole gang back together again.
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks where we were missing, 2 weeks ago we were missing Beastly. Last week you guys were missing me, but you put it on an awesome show anyway. And now we're all together for epic number 69.
69.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, so it's been a while since we all been together. I want to hear what everybody's been playing. I want to start with Robbie. What have you been playing?
So this week, obviously, I've been playing a ton of House of Wolves. Like, man, I am so back into Destiny. I am loving that game. I'm still playing it like every single day now. Been playing a lot of Crucible because usually I wouldn't play that much of it, but I've been really enjoying that. As well as been playing some other stuff too. Like I was playing a little bit of The Witcher 3, jumped into that, and yeah, pretty much just mostly Destiny I've been playing. Looking for a team on Trials of Osiris. I'm really excited to start playing that again. It's a lot of fun, and I can't wait.
Robbie, Trials of Osiris right now is my favorite thing. It is so fun. Beastly, you haven't played Trials of Osiris, right? Yeah, right? Okay, I'll wait a little bit to talk about Trials of Osiris because I'm definitely going to want to talk about that when it's my turn. Beastly, what have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing Wolf Among Us. I was actually very late to that game. I love Telltale's Walking Dead game, and I never really had a chance to play any of their others besides the old Jurassic Park and I'm trying to think of the other one, Marty McFly, Back to the Future, and those really weren't that great. But Wolf Among Us is probably so far my favorite one of their games. I've been spending a little bit of time playing that. Also, some Trials Fusion, which is on sale for PlayStation 4 a week or two ago. Just spent some time on that. Game. It's very fun. I've been trying to beat you guys' records on that.
All right, before you go on to Trials, talk to me about Wolf Among Us. Is it as buggy as previous Telltale games?
You notice just missing animations. Like you'll see a character do something, and all of a sudden that 2 or 3 seconds of animation they were supposed to do doesn't exist. It's like they never even programmed it, and that's becoming kind of the staple of Telltale. It does look really good on the PS4.
It looks fantastic.
I wouldn't say it looks that much better than the PS3 versions of these games, though. I mean, if I was playing it on PS3, I probably wouldn't be able to tell at this point. But the thing is, Telltale, they weave a world so well that you almost look past all the crap. You know, if the stories weren't so engaging and the characters weren't so, you didn't gravitate toward the characters the way you do, these games would get panned across the board. But the stories are weaved so well that you kind of let go of all the negatives and the bads about the game, and you really get caught up in the world. And Wolf Among Us, I didn't even know about this world. I think it came from a comic book.
Yeah.
It's fucking incredible. I love it. I love the whole take on these fairy, like these old tales, like 3 Little Pigs, and all these crazy things in a very adult-centric world. There's more curse words in this than there is on this show.
So I've noticed, like, as far as review scores go for Telltale games, is that they're starting to trend downwards from where they've been. And the main reason is, yeah, this is really good for a Telltale game, but we're really sick of these bugs. We're really sick of these tech issues. Like, it's really time for Now, Telltale is making a lot of games now. They got the Game of Thrones series. They got Wolf Among Us. They still are doing the zombie one. What's that one called?
The Walking Dead, Borderlands.
Walking Dead. Yeah, Borderlands they have now. I actually played the Borderlands one. I had a great time. But, like, with all of these licenses, it's time to upgrade that engine. It really is.
Yeah, well, the thing is, with The Walking Dead, when they released that, it got great reviews across the board because they had taken storytelling in a whole different direction and really upped the bar on how well you could tell a story in an episodic adventure. And so once people got used to that, which of course everybody is, now you want them
I didn't get used to it, Beastly. I played that game, and I'm like, this is really cool story, but goddamn, this game is trash. Like, it plays like garbage.
That's what I'm saying. People got used to the storytelling aspect of it, and with that, now we know they can tell a great story. Now we want them to make a great engine to tell that story with.
All right,
that's
so
the problem.
Trials, baby. That game is super fun. So frustrating. So much fun.
Me and my wife have been going ham in that game, and I gotta say she's better than I am, like in a lot of things.
Did they add multiplayer into that?
Yes.
They did? Okay.
Yes, it is multiplayer. We play together. It's a very, very difficult game, but it's very addicting. It's like once you hit a level that you can't beat, you can't stop till you go to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really fun game.
Instant reloads too. I think that's the genius of that game, is that when you fail, you can just click a button and it instantly puts you at your checkpoint. So you can just keep trying and trying and trying again. You don't have to wait for a load screen.
That's one of the greatest things about it as well. Kind of like Ori and the Blind Forest, but one of the best things to me about Trials Fusion is your friends on your friends list who actually have the game. Once you start, you see them; they're ghosts.
Yeah.
And you're trying to beat them like you're online with them, which is really, really a great thing. I've also been playing some Last of Us. I've been playing a lot of Last of Us the last week.
Moving on.
Oh. Yeah.
And I'm really, really digging this game. I'm getting even more into it now than I had been before. I'm meeting some great people out there. I was playing this morning with a few people who are streaming on Twitch, and we're having a blast, and I'm looking forward to getting more into that as well. Shout out to Miss Chaos, Lens, all you guys out there. Good game. We'll be playing later on.
The beauty of a game like that has an enduring community is that you start kind of meeting people in that community, and you make friends with those people. That's cool, man. I didn't realize there was such a community still around that game.
Yes, it is a grand community, and it works so well when people play the game as it's intended, with microphones, working together as teams.
Mm-hmm.
I recorded so many games today with full teams of 4 versus 4 with microphones, and it's so great to actually be able to upload those so people can understand just how important the team dynamic is in a game like The Last of Us. It's going to be great uploading it. It was great playing it, and I'm looking forward to getting back into it as soon as I can.
That's great. I'm looking forward to seeing that, because when I watch somebody who's good at Last of Us play Last of Us, it's pretty entertaining to watch.
Yeah, well, I'm okay. I think I'm pretty good. I had some pretty epic games today, so hopefully you get a chance to check them out. And that's what I've been doing this week. Let me guess, Briar, you've been playing the hell out of Destiny.
What's that? Never heard of it.
It's a real-time strategy game.
I think it's an exclusive, isn't it? I thought
it's turn-based.
I didn't get to be on last week, and I really missed out because I wanted to talk about the new Prison of Elders and Trials of Osiris content in Destiny, because I'm addicted to both. Destiny, for me, before the latest content came out for Destiny, I had kind of a schedule, right? Is that I would go, like on Tuesday resets, I would do the Nightfalls, make sure my character got buffed, maybe the weeklies if I had time on Tuesday, start the raids. I always wanted to complete hard mode raids on each character, at least Crota's End. I was still trying to get that Necrochasm, which is like the exotic weapon that can only be gotten from killing Crota, but it was a really rare drop, and I finally got it 1 week before House of Wolves came out, which was really great because that was kind of the last thing I needed from Crota's End. House of Wolves came out, and what I have found out is that there is now too much content to complete during the week than I can actually do, right? And I play a lot of Destiny. Prison of Elders has 3 levels. They have the 32, the 34, and the 35. They also have like a 28, but I don't really bother with it. And that's a lot of content to get through on 3 characters. So I really just kind of focus on which characters do I want to get that new gear for. Also, Trials of Osiris is my new favorite thing in video games. I really want to... A lot of people know Trials of Osiris, so I'm going to really quickly go through what this thing is. It's a new PvP event inside Destiny. There's a new vendor in the Reef, which is a new social area. You go to the Reef, you buy a passage card, right? And it's basically a scorecard. There's 9 bubbles for wins and 3 bubbles for losses. If you fill out any of the string of bubbles, if you get 9 wins, you've completed the card. If you get 3 losses, you've completed the card. If you get 8 wins, you get all the stuff that Brother Vance sells. He's the new guy in the Reef, right? He sells, packages that are kind of like surprise packages, and the more wins you get, the better those packages are. He also sells very good armor and very good weapons. But if you go 9-0, if you get a flawless run, you get a special trip to Mercury. There's a new area
lighthouse
in Mercury called the Lighthouse, exactly. And there is this chest there. Like, it is a really epic feeling, especially the first time you go there. But actually, even like 3 times later, it still feels pretty epic. There's like a new cutscene for you flying in and like kind of shading your eyes against the sun. You walk through this area, and it's a completely fleshed out area. There's even like a little secret hidden area in it. you find this chest. It looks like the Ark of the Covenant from Raiders of the Lost Ark. I mean, the thing is truly cool looking. You open this thing up and you get special gear that can only be obtained out of that chest. So what it does is it creates a reward system for the Trials of Osiris, the matches themselves, right? So you get a team of 3, and you can't be match made, right? You have to bring in your own team. And you have to work together because it's 3-on-3 combat, and it's round-based, and it is so intense. You know, the communication has got to be there. This week we got a brand new map where, you know, all the strategies we had developed last week were no good anymore. We had to get brand new strategies, and it's my new favorite thing. It really is. I wish that it was playable all week long because just having it over the weekend, I don't get to play as much over the weekend. I'm busy on the weekends. But it's just so intense. The communication and the highs of the win and the lows of a loss are just so crazy. We had 8 wins last night on a flawless scorecard. My wife, Saturday night is our date night, right? So my wife is ready to go. But you know, we needed that 9th win, right?
Where's this going?
We did not want to finish this one up without that 9th win. So I told her, you know, it'll be just a few more minutes. You know, she's getting impatient. The group hears this through my microphone, and they know that I got to get out of there. The last match we have, you get a special icon and a special emblem if you complete a scorecard 9-0. You get a special emblem when you open that chest for the first time. We see that the team we're up against all have that emblem, so we're like, oh man, this is going to be tough, and we wanted that. We wanted that 9-0 to go to the Lighthouse this week. So we get in the match, and it is just hard. We're battling like crazy, and you know we're communicating, and these guys are Russian, and they're very good at it. And we had Disciple Trigger on, as well as Skinny from the Milky Sirloins, and we're communicating. Disciple Trigger pulls out a 16-6 against these guys and gets the win for us. He carried us in that last match. It was so exciting and so much fun. The blood is pumping in a way that it rarely does for multiplayer anymore, because you know that if you lose this match, you got to start over again, right?
Wow.
Oh man, it is my new favorite thing. It's just so intense. It's hard to. I can't compare it to anything else in multiplayer gaming.
And so when you're doing this 3 versus 3, it's round based. You get 9 rounds.
No, you get so it's a best of 5. Each match is a best of 5. So you got to get 5 wins. You got to get 5 round wins per match. Okay. You get, I think, 4 rounds, and then the heavy comes out for the 5th round, and then it kind of escalates from there. But it's basically you got to get 5 wins to win each match, and then you have to win 9 matches.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's intensive. Like it's not a small feat. Of course, if you've got a loaded team, then it's probably not going to be a problem. Like you watch streamers who are playing, like with 3 people who all stream Destiny on the regular, they're not having a problem with this. But for regular gamers, this is a truly epic thing, and I'm really having a ton of fun with it.
So once you got through your 9th match, how long would you say you had invested during that playthrough?
I would say, I didn't time it, but I'd say an hour to 2 hours.
Okay, so it is as long as a really, really good raid.
Oh yeah, and
you can take a break from it in between. Like if you get a couple wins, and then you can go back in. Like you can take a break.
Exactly. So. You can stop at any time. Your passage kind of stays filled out, and then you can continue to compete all weekend. It's available from I think Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern time till the reset on Tuesday morning. So you can kind of compete all weekend, and it's a blast. It's so. The only word I can use to describe it is just intense. Having the weight of the rewards sitting over you based on your performance is so good. And instead of fighting, the rewards are as good or better than you'd get in a raid.
Yeah.
But instead of fighting Crota and his minions or the Vault of Glass, you're fighting real people, real unpredictable people.
Wow. Now, I haven't had a chance to play the new Horde mode either. What are your thoughts on that, Mr. Rabbit?
I'm having a great time in the Prison of Elders. It is hard, though. it is not an easy task. We've seen a lot of teases come out for it. The one right now this week, Arcburn is on the last boss for level 35. So the current strategy is you get a Titan in there who can drop a Weapons of Light bubble and either blast him with Patience and Time snipers to just burn him before he can do anything about it, before like all his minions kind of enter the arena, or to pop a bubble and then use Fourth Horseman shots and just like blast him with Fourth Horseman. To actually attempt the fight legitimately is very, very difficult. So I'm looking forward to what next week is going to bring. I'm hoping to see this fight have a no burn week, because right now it is dangerous. Arc burn there's a lot of enemies in that arena that do arc burn, so your survivability is pretty low.
Okay, and so I told you guys before the show, I hadn't really had a chance to get into the House of Wolves at all, but I do want to know, based on your time playing, both of you guys, how would you compare this DLC to Crota's End?
Oh, you mean just Dark Below in general? Like 100 times better. Honestly, Dark Below did a lot of things wrong. I think the story wasn't all that engaging, the missions were kind of and the content that was there, I just didn't feel like it was really worth it. It didn't feel like it was a real expansion. This feels like Bungie has corrected every mistake they made from Dark Below and made the game just better overall in House of Wolves. I really think they've done an incredible job listening to the community, and the game's come a long way. I really think it has.
I agree with Robbie there. It feels like a more fleshed out product than Crota's End or the Dark Below. The story it's fun. You only get a few missions, but they're fun, and they use a lot of repeated content. But the chatter between Petra and Barracks it's just kind of fun.
Well, I want to make sure this week I spend some time in the House of Wolves. It sounds like a lot of damn fun. So hopefully we can catch up with each other and play some this week.
That's right. Can you guys hear the thunder?
Yes.
Whoa, that's scary.
Here in Atlanta? Holy crap.
I remember a couple nights ago we had thunder. It was like 10 at night too. Like it was really booming loud. I had trouble sleeping. It was really scary. So.
Wow, that's hardcore. That's in Connecticut?
Yep.
Man.
All right.
So we're gonna go on and continue on with the show, guys.
So Robbie's got some news that he was really excited about. I know that, Beasley, you made a video about this too this week. You guys want to talk a little bit about the new Silent Hill game?
Yeah, so what happened this week is, I think it was on Friday, there were rumors coming out. I think Rooster Teeth sent this information by an anonymous source that Silent Hills was in the process of being acquired by Microsoft. They were going to purchase the game, make it an Xbox One exclusive, basically finish development and get it out there within a year or two. And everyone was super excited. Like I saw this news, I flipped out. I was so happy. Like no matter what console it comes to, it would have been awesome to see this game get the light of day. But just yesterday, Phil Spencer, head of Xbox, he confirmed that this is not true. That they are not acquiring Silent Hills, and the game is still canceled at this point in time. So that's really, really disappointing. I don't know what's going on with this game, if it ever will come back to light or not. I really, really hope it does one day, like finish development, but who knows?
Konami released a bevy of apology letters, pretty much, to gamers and news outlets, really. They're really tired of the bad press, it seems. They did mention Metal Gear, they mentioned Silent Hills, and they did say in one of their statements that these games will continue to see releases. So we will see Silent Hill at some point in time, but it's just been a really bad publicity for this company for the last few weeks. Now, the thing about this rumor that really threw me off, at first it sounded really good. This anonymous source said that the game was 80% complete. That
there was no way that was true.
No, yeah, that is a red flag right there.
They said that Microsoft wanted to buy it so they could announce it at E3 this year and release it in March of 2016. And all that sounds dubious at best. But the thing that really made the lightning strike is when I heard that Microsoft was looking to spend over $1 billion for this IP. $1 billion with a B. And so when I first released that video, I knew something was wrong there. And Spencer came out and pretty much shut it down and said he doesn't want to seem disingenuous and make people think that. I don't know what's going to happen with Silent Hill. At this point, guys, I'm really in the ballpark of leaving Konami alone. What made Konami special to me is people like Koji Igarashi, Hideo Kojima, these franchises that were really popular and at their prime when these minds were behind them. Now Igarashi is making Blood. I'm trying to think of the name of it. He's making a new Castlevania type of game, and now it's coming to the Wii U. And now Hideo Kojima can go on and do his own thing as well. Konami hasn't really made a hit on their own in a long time. They basically destroyed the Silent Hill franchise. I don't know if you guys played the latter Silent Hill games. They released The Room and some others on PS3. They released a top-down Silent Hill on the PlayStation Vita, which was garbage. And I'm thinking that after this Metal Gear comes out, which everybody's going to buy, unless they get real talent in there to write real games, their legacy in gaming ends now, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, I don't know where they go from here. I mean, I really, really wanted this game to come out, and it really sucks that it's not happening. But I don't know. Maybe one day they'll get the funding for it, or they'll restart development. Who knows? But for now, it's just not happening.
You know, I mean, I think the magic of who was involved is really what got people excited, and the chances of you getting those people all together again, is not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, you got Norman Reedus, Guillermo del Toro, and Hideo Kojima. Give me a break.
That's the combination right there. That's the dream team. Like, wow.
That's like peanut butter, jelly, and chocolate milk. It's a wrap. It never goes together again. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so continuing on with the news, 2K is teasing a brand new unannounced game on Twitter. Did they show any images of this game on Twitter? What did they show on Twitter? I didn't get a chance to see it.
So this happened, I think, on Monday, earlier in the week. There was this image that came up of something called Advent. They were teasing this futuristic sort of city where the world was sort of fixed from all the hunger and issues, and they had this imagining of this place where they DNA splice humans and create just a better future for everyone. And a lot of these was teasing towards, I thought, a new Bioshock game. And I have a feeling that this is going to be a brand new Bioshock game. Just the fact that it sounds a lot like Columbia and the city of Rapture, like this amazing city that cures all the world's problems and DNA splicing. Like, that screams Bioshock to me. It really does. And I think this is going to be announced at E3. It's going to be announced as Bioshock Advent. That's what I think it's going to be.
That's a really good possibility. If a person had shown me Columbia before the Bioshock announcement, I would have never thought that was a Bioshock game, and not in a million years. So, yeah, it's a good possibility. Of course, all we saw was just a static image of basically the city backdrop, and then some other words appeared, like red words, saying that behind all this greatness is something really bad as well. So that's a
Learn to fear the world you live in. Yeah, it was something like that.
Holy shit. Okay, I was really scared there, Robbie. All right, so, you know, I guess we'll wait. We got 2 weeks until E3, and I'm on vacation that whole week, thank you, God. And so we'll know then. Now, on to more great news, I guess, for people who really like this franchise. Resident Evil 0 HD Remastered announced. What do you guys think about
remaster? Yeah, I don't care.
Sorry. Now, I don't really care about 0. Right, I thought that the first remake was actually a legitimate buy. $20 for a great classic. They reworked the controls for people who are used to playing in modern control scheme. 0 is actually a pretty good game. It's not a terrible game. But if they did this to Part 2 or Part 3, I'd be ecstatic. I really would. I don't think it'll happen because those are tank controls totally. But I would be really, really excited if they did Resident Evil 2 and remake. But I think this is probably the last one we're going to get. You guys excited about it at all? You guys?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not even a little.
There's Guardians in it. There's new Guardian DLC in it, okay? Oh, okay. So this is more news for the PlayStation fans out there. Until Dawn has been given a release date of August 25th. And if you guys don't know, this is the new horror game slasher with Hayden Panettiere in it. And it's kind of like, I want to say, Heavy Rain-esque, right? It's a game that you actually control the thoughts and movements of a character, and you're basically surviving in a cabin in the woods while all your friends are getting murdered around you. Are you guys into this kind of gameplay experience?
Scary games are very effective on me, and therefore I don't like to play them. But this one looks cool, and I like that it's coming out August 25th, kind of in the middle of the summer. I always think that's wise. Like I understand why so many big games come out, for the holidays, but if you can get a good game to come out at any other time, you're basically benefiting from not having all of that competition. And it's cool that it's coming out in August. We lost Robbie.
I think that the thunderstorm in Connecticut zapped Robbie.
Zapped him.
He'll be back. I totally agree with you. I like horror games, but if it's too scary, sometimes I kind of stay away from it a little bit. I'm trying to think of the name of the one that came out on PS4. It was actually one of the first PS Plus games. I'm really, really scary game that I really enjoy. This is where I'm more afraid than I am excited, and I usually back away from it. So hopefully this doesn't go that far. I think this will be more like a Jason or Michael Myers type of experience, which I really do enjoy. So we'll see what happens. I don't think Hayden Panettiere has been relevant for a long time, so hopefully this does something for her.
She was the cheerleader, right? In that,
Save the cheerleader.
Yeah.
Heroes, and I think that was like the last.
I think she's got a TV show now, like Nashville or one of those shows. Is it Nashville?
I don't know.
I think she's in a TV show now. I'm almost.
I had no idea. What's Robbie doing? Oh, he's back. Robiskol is back.
Yep, the internet is really acting up right now. I hope I don't get dropped again, but we'll just have to deal with it.
It's all right, buddy. We're here for you. All right, so going on with more video game news, if I can find where I was. All right, so Project Cars Wii U version struggling. Development may shift to Nintendo's next console. They can't do Project Cars on the Wii U. I actually believe that. That game looks really good, and to me it would be pretty difficult to get that game ported to the Wii U. What do you guys think?
This shows another sign, too, because we're all wondering when is the Wii U going to be replaced? Like, how much time does this console really have left? And it seems like next year is really going to be the year of the NX. I really believe more that this console is coming out sooner than everybody thinks. Like, Nintendo's definitely shifting their focus over there, and they're really starting to do that. And I guess if this game just can't run the Wii U, they're saying, oh, we'll just wait for the next console to come out. I guess they must know something about it. Clearly, if they're making this.
Here are my thoughts on it. Nintendo already came out last week and said that we don't expect any NX talk at E3 this year. That the first time they actually are going to talk about the new console is going to be next year at E3. So I'm thinking you're probably right. We'll probably see the NX at the end of the year next year. But Nintendo's actually pretty smart. They're not abandoning their Wii U too early. They don't want these people who went out and spent their hard-earned money for a system that is honestly failing to, get a new system so quick in the life cycle that, it kind of regurgitates the old feelings of what happened with the Sega Saturn. When a console comes and goes too quickly, those people who supported it feel shafted. And I think Nintendo understands that they do have a dedicated fan base, and if they do that to their fans, they're pretty much going to screw themselves in the future. So,
yeah, they definitely can't pull a Sega. That is the last thing they got to do. Like, they got to give the Wii a lifespan and say, all right, we satisfied our fans. We had some awesome games come off of this console. Time to move on. We got this new thing coming out. Let's shift our focus to that.
What are your thoughts on it, Mr. Rabbit?
Is it okay not to have thoughts about it?
Yep.
That's just fine.
All right, so these are for the Xbox One fans. No Titanfall 2 at E3 2015. Are you guys surprised by this at all?
No, I didn't think it was going to be there at all. Like, Titanfall just came out just over a year ago. Like, they're clearly not going to have this game ready yet. They're in the middle of development. They say they want it out between April 2016 and March 2017 or something like that. So we'll see it like next fall. I'm sure at E3 next year it'll be there. Just give it time. Like, it's not a bad thing when games get more time to develop. Like 2-3 years is a good development cycle. So
yeah, that game, the original one could have used more time.
Agreed.
So hopefully they
definitely.
And so moving on to another game that'll make Briar Rabbit extremely happy. Evolve is a permanent franchise according to Take-Two Interactive.
It's a permanent
franchise.
Permanent. Oh, okay.
It's going to be a staple franchise for them in the future. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this game should get a sequel, or do you think it's pretty much done?
Hitching your wagon to the wrong horse. You ever heard that term?
No kidding. This, I have to compare it to what we were just talking about, Titanfall. Titanfall 1 is like an amazing foundation for what Titanfall 2 could be, right? Like if they have a really fleshed out story in there, a great campaign, they have more modes, more weapons, Titanfall 2 could be an absolutely amazing game if they put enough content in there. Evolve, I was so excited for that game, and it just turned out to be a ripoff. It's a free-to-play game. It really is. Like the fact they charged $60 for it is ridiculous. I really just don't like that game. It was fun for about a week. It felt like a game mode for a much bigger game, and I just hope with Evolve 2, the potential is definitely there for something great. Like this is another kind of foundation for a sequel, and I just hope they really just flesh it out more this time. Just give us a campaign, give us something.
Let us communicate during load scenes.
That too.
I was shocked that you couldn't talk to your team during load screens. Like, what the fuck?
We can't even think of a strategy. Yeah.
Man, that was so crazy.
And the load screens were long in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They weren't Destiny long, but they were pretty long. They were I would say Bloodborne long. They were pretty damn long. All right, so continuing on, Mortal Kombat X delayed again for last gen consoles until fall. What do you guys think? You guys think they should just hang it up for last gen?
It's time. They really should. I mean, the PS3 and 360, let's say, if this game comes out this fall, those consoles will be 10 years old. Like, it's honestly time for them to move on. And I'm sure Mortal Kombat X sold well on the new generation, and I don't see why they shouldn't cancel it. Like, I honestly feel like they should. And I feel the same way about Phantom Pain, too. I do not want that game to be held back by last gen. I think it's insane they're still coming out on last gen. Just cancel those versions, please. It'll be a better game, and you'll still make a ton of money. It's time.
Well, I gotta say though, Ground Zeroes looked really phenomenal on the PlayStation 3. I didn't get it on the PS4 because I got the PS3 version for free. But the PS4 version is actually going to be free at the beginning of the month. So haha! But on the PS3 though, it really looked phenomenal, and I think that game can actually be ported down to the PS3 and still, or the Xbox 360, and still look respectable.
I think that's probably what you're seeing here with Mortal Kombat X, is that they developed the game with the PS4 and Xbox One in mind. Some of the stuff has been harder to port down than they expected, and that's resulted in delays. Also, they have to weigh how much money are we going to get from selling this product on the old consoles compared to how much time are we going to spend, how much money are we going to spend developing it. You know, this one's got to be way higher than this one.
Yeah,
otherwise,
way
and at some point, you know, that ratio changes where not enough people are buying PS3 and Xbox 360 games anymore, that it makes sense to develop for them. And I think that's coming pretty quickly this generation, faster than it has in previous generations. Although these new consoles are almost 2 years old now, so.
Yeah, a year and a half. Like it's moving on, and they're selling incredibly well. Like, I honestly don't even know anybody that's still on last gen. Like, all my friends, pretty much everybody I know, not just inside the YouTube and gaming world, but like my friends in real life too. A lot of people I know, everybody is on the new generation. Like, no one really plays last gen anymore. So it kind of shows that everybody's moved on, and it's time. It really is.
Yeah. Yep.
The time has come. Now, on to another great subject I know you guys feel passionate about. Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition announced.
So cheesy. That title. I can't believe they called it that. I was
it's
like,
totally
no,
a dad joke. I love it.
There's no way. Yeah, it's like...
the Definitive Collection. I like it.
Definitive.
So is that coming out for the new consoles or the old ones?
I'm thinking it's
just PS4 right now. Like, I don't think there is an Xbox One version, but I don't see any reason for this. Like, it came out late 2012. Honestly, if you wanted to play that game, you would have by now, and it's a really great game. I really enjoyed that game a lot, but there's no reason to have it on PS4. There really isn't. It's a cash grab. Because there are some remasters that make a lot of sense, like the Uncharted collection would make great sense for people who maybe didn't have a PS3 last gen, which is crazy. Yeah, The Last of Us made a ton of sense. Master Chief Collection was an amazing, amazing value, if only it worked better. Some of these remasters make a lot of sense and are a great value, but ones like God of War 3 remastered and this and the Batman collection, they don't make sense to me. They're just a cash grab.
I think what it really comes down to with these remasters, these HD remasters, is how did you feel about the original game, and do you want to play it again? Or did you miss the first time? So when I first saw Darksiders, I was like, well, you know, I missed it the first time. Maybe I will pick it up, but I probably won't. Well, let's be honest.
As long as Destiny exists, I don't think Darksider has a fucking chance in hell. All right.
But you never know. Like, it could be a really good port. They could really re-enhance it, 1080p 60. It could look beautiful. It could run well. Maybe it'll be a fantastic version. We don't know. So I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. And
I'll say this. My favorite version of Resident Evil 4 is the Wii version.
The Wii with the motion controls?
Yeah. I thought that the controls on the original release of that game held it back.
The GameCube?
Playing it on the Wii, I thought it was so much more fun.
The GameCube controller was made for that. Oh my goodness.
That GameCube controller was trash, I think.
No.
I love that goddamn thing.
Blasphemy. Sound off in the comments and tell them that GameCube controller was
I didn't think it was that great either. I gotta agree with Briar on this.
Garbage.
Yeah, you were 3 years old when the GameCube came out. I don't want to hear that. Moving on. Uncharted 4 will release before April 2016, guys.
That's awesome.
So we
Sweet.
confirmed this. So we're right around the corner, pretty much. 6 months, 8 months. Uncharted 4.
An early 2016 release, that'll be fantastic.
I think another thing, too, is with the likelihood that an Uncharted collection will get announced at E3, I feel like there's a good chance it'll come with an Uncharted 4 beta as well. That'll maybe launch like August, September time. So I think we'll definitely get to play that game ahead of time. And that's the same way I feel about the Black Ops 3 beta. I think that'll launch pretty soon, too, around E3. That's got to be coming soon. So
yeah, that might be watch the video on stage at E3 and
it's available now.
Oh, yeah.
That could happen. Yeah, I feel like it's likely.
I hope they put a trailer for the Last of Us movie in that damn thing.
I love the Uncharted games. I think they hit me in like my childhood nostalgia way.
Indiana Jones.
Oh my god! Like I love those games so much.
Would you guys buy this collection? Do you think, or would you hold off? Like you've kind of played it enough at this point.
It all depends on
I
what
played
they
the
add.
snot out of it.
It depends on what's added. I'm sure they're going to add all the DLC that came out for all of them.
Yeah.
I'm sure that it's going to be up-res, and who knows how the frame rate's going to look.
It was all multiplayer DLC for those, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they did any story stuff. So that's what I play Uncharted 4 is the story. I really enjoy it. So I'll just wait
It'll
for
definitely
Uncharted
be
4.
like the Master Chief Collection in that it's all the games, it's all the DLC, all bundled into one collection. This is everything you need to get caught up for Uncharted 4. They're going to make it in one bundle that's easy to buy. So. Yeah.
It may be worth picking up. I guess only time will tell if I do. Okay, so moving on. High Moon Studios has begun collaborating development with Bungie on Destiny.
Yeah.
I want to know how Briar Rabbit feels about this, because I know how passionate you are about Destiny, Briar, and I love that game too, but I know you have a really soft spot for the game. What do you think about another developer collaborating on this game with Bungie? What do you think they're going to be responsible for in the future?
My guess is that they're going to be porting it down for the 360 and the PS3.
They did do that for Advanced Warfare.
Yeah, they're going to be porting Destiny 2 down. So that way Bungie can focus on Destiny 2 on the PS4 and Xbox One, and then High Moon Studios will be concentrating on taking all of that stuff and making sure it'll work for the old-gen consoles.
You really think Destiny 2 would come out for the PS3 and 360? I don't see any more Destiny content coming to last gen after this fall. Like, Taken King would probably be the last thing, even if that. That's my opinion.
Well, no, I mean, there's going to be Taken King, and then there's going to be 2 more DLCs for Destiny Original in 2016.
Yeah, Forge of Gods, and then there's another one I can't think of.
No, I mean, it's hard. Like, it's hard to leave that money on the table. If we expect Destiny 2 in 2017, that's what, 3 years, 4 years, 3 years into the new consoles, 4 years.
Yep.
I don't know.
I don't.
If either way, it's a good thing, right? If they're porting it down for the 360 and the PS3, great. That lets Bungie focus on the PS4 and Xbox One. That's good news. If they are solely going to be just helping, with development, maybe they're just going to be doing maps, and maybe they're going to be doing, just more creative stuff. Maybe they're going to, just help create more content for Destiny 2. That'd be great. Either way, it's a good thing.
My only question is, will there be a Black Hammer in Destiny 2?
Dude, there's always a Black Hammer when you're around, you know what I'm saying?
You always come prepared with that Black Hammer. I feel like This possibly might be maybe High Moon, because it seems like Destiny has a lot of expansions, even excluding Destiny 2. Like, there's a lot of content still coming to this game. I mean, they got the huge Taken King expansion. We're going to see that at E3. It almost sounds like it's big enough to be its own separate game, or at least like a $40 expansion on a disc. I feel like High Moon might just be helping with future expansions. Like, they have a lot of content still coming to this game. Maybe they're just bringing more people in to get more content out there. I really have no
That'd be
idea.
dope. I think that's the biggest complaint from people who play Destiny and people who drop Destiny is that there's just not enough content. So more content, more better.
Yeah, more
better.
people to work on more content.
Mo better. Damn it. All right, so this story, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm not really big into racing sims, even though Need for Speed really isn't. Need for Speed will require an internet connection to play.
Are you kidding me? This is going to go terribly. Like SimCity, Diablo 3, how many times has this not worked out? What makes this different this time? Always online.
Let me tell you guys a story. This happened to me this week. I'm switching over from AT&T to Comcast right now as we speak. I got my new modem sitting in my living room ready to be activated. I've been having a lot of issues with AT&T. And so last week I got disconnected from the internet 2 or 3 times. And in the midst of playing my game, every fucking game on my PS4 are locked. It was not able to verify any of my, because now I buy all digital content because I share games with my wife. All my games locked, and I swear, I looked at my 60-inch and all I saw was DRM. I was so pissed off. I couldn't get into anything, even single-player experiences. They were all locked, and I feel like I've bought into something that I am still totally against. There's really nothing I can do about it. If I lose my internet connection, my PS4 is not able to validate my licenses, and it locks my fucking system. It is so bullshit. I was so pissed off. I really was. I was so frustrated, and this is going to be another issue here. I think always online is always going to be a problem.
And what happens if their servers aren't up to par, or just that they get so many people playing on day one that it can't handle it? Like, what happens if the servers aren't up to par, or they crash or something? Then nobody can play the game. Like, everybody's saying right now that games like Titanfall and Evolve, like, games are going in a very multiplayer-focused direction. They don't necessarily have to be always online, but they're very multiplayer-focused. And I don't know how I feel about that. Like, it isn't proven enough. They need to figure out what they're doing more before they really jump into always online. They don't have a firm foot on the ground with this whole concept.
You guys are both completely wrong on this.
I don't know. Why are we wrong?
Always online is going to be the future of gaming. You get so much benefit from it. The internet will get better. Your connections will get stronger as time goes on. The way Sony and Xbox deals with this situation will get better over time. But online, having an internet connection makes almost every game better. Look at Destiny. Look at Diablo. Look at all these games that they require. The reasons that they require these things is to enable social features that make your progress through the game. How much fun would Destiny be if it was just a single player experience? It would have been done in a month.
But it doesn't have to be always online, and I'm not denying that the future of gaming is.
Destiny has to be always online. That's the only way it would work. That's the reason that game is fun is because you share it with your friends. And having a racing game that you share with your friends is going to be better too, because you'll get to it's like Beasley with Trials. He was just talking about being able to race our ghosts through Trials. That's not possible if the game isn't online. This is going to be ubiquitous among all games. It's a good thing, and what they're saying is, you need an internet connection to get the best out of this game. Why even sell it to people and pretend that it's going to be a full experience if you don't have an internet connection? Be upfront about it, and honesty is the best policy in this situation. I think it's going to be true about just about everything in a couple of years.
I really do enjoy some aspects of always online, but there are downfalls, and you're talking about a future that's nebulous because we haven't reached that technological point where internets are all reliable.
I understand, Beasley, that you had a problem with your internet connection, But for the most part, when it's all working right, it's a very nice experience to have, leaderboards that are constantly updated. It's nice to have, fire teams that just kind of hop on and play with you. It's nice to have matchmaking. It's nice to have all of these things, and they're all dependent on an internet connection. If you turn that internet connection off, and I understand your issue with DRM, that's bullshit, and they need to change it.
That's all I was saying.
Yeah.
I agree wholeheartedly with what you're saying.
The games themselves are better with internet connections. And to say, look, you need to have an internet connection to make this game work. That's fine.
All these things require internet connection, patches, updates, all that stuff that makes games better. But when they lock you out of your games that you paid for because you have Sony,
that's not Need for Speed, though. I mean, that's a different conversation than talking about a specific game. I really think it's the future of gaming, and you might as well just get used to it because it makes for better games.
Hey, Konami thinks the future of gaming is all mobile.
Yeah.
It could be, but
they're probably fucking right.
I need to reevaluate a little bit because I kind of got on the wrong foot. Look, I'm fine with always online. Like, I like that. I have a very good internet connection where I am. Our internet is very good, other than, like, today it seems to be kind of off. But generally, our internet is great. And I love the multiplayer aspect of playing games. Like, I love playing with you guys. I love playing with the community and everybody. Always online is okay to me. I'm just worried about if the servers are going to be able to sustain it. Like, you have to have an internet connection or you're locked out of the game. Like, everything, they better have that ready for day one. That's all I'm saying. I'm just a little skeptical of if it's going to be up and running.
What's the other PlayStation Racer that came out? It was supposed to be free for PlayStation Plus, and their service, Drive Club.
Where is that? That's right.
Well, I just read an article about it. They're saying that they're preparing the PlayStation Plus version now, that their servers are supposed to be good enough now. Virus loving it to handle it, and who knows what happens there.
All right, I got some dumb questions for you guys. You guys ready to answer some stupid questions?
Yes.
Sounds good to me.
All right, who wants to go first?
Robbie always goes first. You can take me out this time.
Okay, so you want me to take you first?
Sure.
Okay, all right. Beasley, you're on your deathbed. Obviously, your first thought is, who's going to take my place on the Beasley Thought Show?
Okay.
Who's it going to be?
Wow.
Wow. Are we talking about hosts? Are we talking about friends, family members? What?
It could be whoever you want.
It would be
your dog, you know.
It would be the Beastly Gamer AI that I created in my 60s.
Oh, this is okay. It's a long run for this show, I guess.
It can answer questions. That's all it can do. It smiles 90% of the time. It says "fuck" at least once per episode.
All right. So you don't have like a person in mind that you'd.
Well, it's really hard for me to pick one of my sons because they're both my sons, and I want to pick one over the other and have this conversation with them later on tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing.
Like when we maybe give one of them away.
Yeah, I was going to give them. I was going to kill them. Kill these bastards. Get them out of here. So I'd have to go with some type of AI or just regurgitated footage from the.
I'm going to force you to pick somebody. You got to pick somebody.
Damn it, bro.
Family. It could be anybody.
I pick Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Okay, I think our views would go way up. I really appreciate that. That's great.
I can't do the eyebrow. I can only do 2 eyebrows. Damn it.
It's a good pick. I'd love to have The Rock on.
That'd be awesome.
All right, so if you could change one thing about YouTube, Beasley, what would it be?
One thing about YouTube. If I could change one thing about YouTube, damn it, what would it be? The pay. I want to triple the pay. Yeah, triple the pay.
Okay.
I can pay every month now. Triple that shit.
All right. You are offered your dream job, Beasley, and it's going to be really great. I mean, it's got everything you could possibly want. It pays more than you could imagine. You're doing exactly what you want to be doing, but you're going to be in the public eye with it. And because of that, they're asking that you need to quit video games.
Oh.
Would you take it? Now, they're offering enough money that all your kids get to go to college. You're never going to have to worry about money. Your kids are never going to have to worry about money. You got to make a big sacrifice.
What medium out there is as enjoyable as video games? Pornhub is okay.
Oh my god.
Let me think. I would have. You know what? YOLO, right? You only live once. I'm going to live my life and be happy. I'm going to keep my fucking video games.
All right. All right.
Wow. That's awesome.
All right, Robbie. I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Beastly. You're on your deathbed. Obviously, your first thoughts are, who will take my place on the Beastly Thought Show? So, Robbie, who would it be?
Conan O'Brien.
Would it be somebody I knew, or could it just be like anybody?
It could be anybody.
Wow.
You got that much credibility in the streets. Barack Obama.
Well, I want to pick somebody who would know what they're talking about on the show. So,
Peter Pat.
if I could get anybody on here and to keep the legacy going, it'd have to be Greg Miller, because that man is so damn funny, and he's amazing at podcasts. I love every show he's on. I love that guy. He makes me laugh so much. I think it would be an amazing addition to this show.
But Greg is not the same without Colin Moriarty, so I got to change mine and make mine Colin Moriarty.
Okay, whatever.
Now, all I got to do is kill the two of you off, and I'll be sitting here
What?
with Colin and Greg.
No!
Man, this show's going to be so good.
Holy shit.
I didn't know there was death involved.
On a side note, we just missed Colin and Greg. They're here for MomoCon this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And Kate found out yesterday they just did their show. We could have went down there and met those guys and shook hands. And
Wow.
All right, Robbie, you could have a sequel to one game that you love. What would it be?
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh, jeez, man. I think this one kind of comes to mind that I'm just thinking of, because since E3 is so close, we're about 2 weeks away, I really feel like I would love to see a sequel to Red Dead Redemption. I think I would go with that. Definitely. I love that game.
To see on the new consoles.
Absolutely. Like, new generation, like, we know, I would say, like, Fallout 4 or something like that, or some other game, but a lot of these we know it's going to happen. I would love to see another Red Dead. That is a true successor to Red Dead Redemption, new gen only. It would be a ton of fun, because that game was incredible, and they could do even more.
That game was good. All right, Robbie, last question. You could have Fallout 4 or One Night with a Supermodel.
Holy shit.
You pick.
Fallout 4, because I get more than one night of enjoyment. That's
What if you found out they released the game a day after you chose it? Would you be like, if they release it to the public, you only got it a day early?
No. I mean, it's Fallout 4 or
Only
Supermodel. If you get Supermodel, you get no Fallout 4 ever.
Yeah, Fallout 4.
Fuck that.
That's easy.
Think of the memories.
Oh, please.
It's 1 day of enjoyment versus, like, how many months of enjoyment? Fallout 4.
That's what you got Photoshop for.
Oh, my God.
All right, guys. I think that's going to do it. That's going to wrap the show up.
Ooh, that's a perfect hour. Wow.
To go over, or we got everything?
I think that's everything. I think someone posted the news like 7 times.
Sorry, I messed that up a little bit, but we got through it. So
I'm going through it again.
Okay. It might have got a little mixed up, but I tried.
Thanks, everybody, for watching the Beastly Thought Show this week. We had a great time. I'm so happy to have you guys back. We'll see you guys next week.
That's
Thank
right.
you for
We'll see
joining
you
us,
next week.
everybody.
Make sure you go over to Beastly Gamers channel. There's a link in the description. Robbie as well. There's a link down in the description. And, of course, I'll see you guys next week.
69, baby!